Your job is killing you and you know it. This is not just about you being tired, sis. This is about you being emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually drained. You are experiencing all of these signs and symptoms, and deep down inside, you know this job is chipping away at your every being, every cell of your being, at the core of your being. You are exhausted, you are over it, and you are knowingly staying there when deep down inside, you know the job is killing you. And I want to talk about what some of those subtle signs look like before it gets worse, so that you can think about what it is you're going to do next in order to get out of this situation. Okay? So I want you to stay tuned all the way until the end. This is a very important conversation we need to have. It is critical to your health and your overall well being, because right now you are being taxed with this job. You are at max capacity. And even if you are not willing to admit it to someone else out loud, you at least have to admit it to yourself. Okay? So, what are those subtle signs? Well, to start with, chronic fatigue is huge, right? You are like, no matter how much sleep you get, you're waking up from 8, 10, 12 hours or more of sleep, and you are still exhausted, feeling like a Mack truck hit you. You are fatigued, not just in your, your body and mentally, but like your soul is just flatlining. You have brain fog, you can't concentrate. The dread on Sundays is real, right? Your body knows before your mind is willing to admit it. If you are waking up after that many hours of sleep, still feeling unrested, because during your rest periods, you're all you can think about is this job. It is an all-consuming experience. You talk about it to your family and your friends. It's all you think about. When you go out, you don't even enjoy yourself because all you're thinking about is this damn job. Those are subtle signs, sis, and they're getting louder and louder and louder until you decide to listen. The Sunday scaries turn into like a full panic attack by 6 o'clock p.m. Those are signs. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so these are things we have to pay particular attention to before they get worse. Because right now, what you're allowing to happen is toxicity to build up in your body. And that is going to not turn out well for you. I have worked with too many women in the same situation. And guess where they land up? In the hospital bed, in the ER, thinking they're having a heart attack or a stroke. And guess what? Some of them have. I have taken care of these women like you, who ignore those signs when I was a bedside nurse for years. And I can't tell you how many women, particularly brown skinned women, women of color, who are going through this and end up in the hospital bed or the ER, right? Or ER and then admitted to the hospital floor for this very reason, for exactly some of the things I listed here, because they didn't pay attention to the signs, or they ignored them and excused them, right? They certainly didn't blame it on the job, even though they knew that's exactly what was going on. And that was the contributing factor. So workplace trauma is real. Hear me when I say that. Workplace trauma is real. The microaggressions, the macroaggressions, the micromanagement, the bullying, the workplace mobbing, the gaslighting, the overworking, the underpaid, the undervalued, the underutilization of your skills. excuse me, of your skill set, of your talents, right? The being overlooked for promotions, or if you're chosen for a promotion and now you're in a higher up position, they want your whole entire soul, not just the arm and the leg and the foot, the whole entire soul. They want to own you because they've just given you a promotion like they did you a favor. You're not seen as the asset necessarily or as the most valuable player or employee, right? They're like, I did you a favor, so now what do I get in return? And they want every part and piece of you. And you don't have the bandwidth or the capacity to give that to them. And you shouldn't have to. So micromanagement, gaslighting, all of these things affect your self-worth and affects your nervous system as well, okay? And your identity, because you are somehow allowing yourself or to be defined by a job, allowing your corporate career to define you. And that's not good. That's not good at all. So if you're flinching right now, every time your boss pings you after hours, okay, because why are they pinging you after hours? You've already worked your 8, 10, 12, 14, or whatever hour shift, okay? Why are they pinging you after hours? You're cringing at that. You flinch. That's unhealthy. You feel guilt for taking a lunch break? And even when you're on your lunch break, they're calling you, they're emailing you, you're checking emails, you're working at your workstation still while you're eating your lunch, you're just throwing food in your mouth, down your throat, a quick grab a quick bite to eat, but you never even took a break. You didn't remove yourself, your body, and go walk somewhere else, go outside, go to your car, take a drive, go to the cafe or cafeteria or whatever your environment is. Like, leave your space so that you're not so easily accessible. You allow yourself to be that accessible, and then you're working the whole time. Or you're in your car, if you do take a break and you do take time away, you're still working. Like, that's crazy, right? That's just craziness. That's insane, right? And you're driving yourself insane by doing that. So, and then the co-workers gaslighting you. Listen, I know all about that. And then nobody believes you. So that wears on your spirit. That doesn't feel good. It ain't right. But like I said, workplace trauma is real. And these are some of the things that you might be experiencing right now. What about the toxicity from or how about the toxic loyalty? That's what I'll call it. Toxic loyalty. If that ain't an aha moment, I don't know what is. But guess what? That ain't success. Toxic loyalty is not equal to success. So you're being loyal to your paycheck versus your purpose. You are someone who has those golden handcuffs on and therefore have the golden handcuffs syndrome. But what are you really getting out of it? Like, ask yourself that question deep down, just you, yourself, and you. Okay? What are you really getting out of it? A good paying job with some good benefits? Not to downplay that. But if you're staying up late every single night and you still feel fearful of being seen as lazy, and you say yes to every task that comes your way, even though you're already overloaded and overcommitted, if you're hoping for approval or recognition that you know hasn't come yet and more than likely won't, if you are someone who has been overlooked for promotions, or they gave you the promotion, they advanced you from your current position, and now they want more from you as if you weren't already doing enough and jumping through hoops with fire. Now you've become the whole entire circus show. Like, at what point do you get really real with yourself? That's what I need you to ask yourself and answer the question, because that's what I'm asking you. Okay? So if you're getting what I'm giving right now and you love these gems I'm dropping so far, go ahead and leave a comment below so we can get this discussion popping. I want to know, what are the takeaways you have so far in this video? What are the aha moments? What's resonating with you? What is pulling on those heartstrings? It's making you think differently. Let's continue the dialogue beyond this video. So go ahead right now and drop your comments right now, and or after this video, as soon as you are done hearing the sound of my voice here, and go back and listen to this as many times as you need to hear it. Okay. And by the way, if you have not yet subscribed and you are loving my content, what are you waiting for? I need you to subscribe right now and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode whenever I drop new content and or go live. Okay. Now, I do want to get back to what we're talking about, but I wanted to make sure I said that before we got any deeper. Now, your job is not your lifeline. I want you to hear me when I say that. I don't want you to miss that very important message. Your job is not your lifeline, okay? You are replaceable there. Even if it hasn't happened to you yet, I am so sure that you've had, some scare tactics used, or maybe you felt like your job was going to be jeopardized at some point in your career, or someone who has gone through a layoff, a wrongful termination, some sort of firation situation, right? And it happens to the best of us. People have been laid off, myself included, during a time, or have my position terminated when it was a very tough time in my life. For example, when I was on medical leave. It happens to the best of us. I have been wrongfully terminated, harassed, retaliated against, discriminated against. If you feel of any of that is going on in your environment, or someone who has experienced that, if it's happened to them, what makes you think it won't happen to you? Because you're not exempt. I don't care how good you are at your job, how long you've been there, the sweat equity you've put in, okay, how much you've showed up, that you have an impeccable attendance record. I don't care about any of those things. I don't care how above and beyond you go, that you take one for the team, that all of those things are great until they don't need you anymore, until they have to make a business decision to cut staff. You understand? So you don't necessarily have to be a problem child or a problematic employee, but if you're a leader and you're causing, they got to cut some dead weight or some top heaviness, or, they got other things on their agenda, new acquisitions, different things that's a part of, their motivation to let people go, you might be on that list. Okay? Think about that. So you are replaceable there, but when you run your own thing and you work on your own terms, running your own business, your own boss, you're irreplaceable here. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So what are you sacrificing to stay is what you really have to think about. What are you sacrificing to stay? Yes, you have the benefits, you have the good pay, but if you're at the doctor's office every other month because of stress, if you're seeing a therapist because you're depressed, if you are in the ER because you're having panic attacks, thinking you're having a stroke or a mini stroke, or a, whatever, a heart attack, but it's really anxiety or a panic attack, what is it really costing you to stay? If you feel stuck because at least it's a stable job, oh, is it really? Especially in this economy. Is it really? Especially under the current administration in this political climate, is it really? And is it really stable when your spirit is in chaos? Something to think about. So, your legacy deserves better. Period, point blank. Okay. Your dreams should not keep dying in meetings. Your dreams should not keep dying in an environment that's toxic and hostile, or simply a job that no longer serves you. Why would you put your dreams off, defer your dreams, and put yourself on the back burner while you're building someone else's dream and legacy? Why? Don't do it, sis. You've done it for long enough, and you deserve better. Your legacy deserves better. Your family, your loved ones deserves better. Your ancestors deserves better. They passed the baton to you, and you need to run fast and furiously towards your better and brighter, bolder, beautiful, blessed future. Okay? Your legacy deserves better. You can change the whole trajectory of your life if you just believed in yourself enough and got into radical action to do what you know deep down in your soul you have been wanting to do for a long time. Why not now? Especially at this big old age. Why not now? Now is the best time to stop allowing your dreams to die, to stop living with your regrets, and to walk into the magnitude of your greatness by choosing you. You deserve to choose a life that doesn't require constant recovery from burnout, from toxicity, and from everything else we talked about here so far. You used to dream about building something meaningful. What happened to that? Now you just dream about PTO. When's my PTO time? What days can I take off? What planned sick day can I take off? You ain't even sick yet. You ain't even got a real sick day. You ain't even got a real reason to take off a sick day necessarily, but you're going to use some of that sick time to be, part of your PTO plan so that you can take some extra time off, because you know that if you don't use it, you lose it. It doesn't roll over typically. That ain't a part of the benefit package, right? So you got to use that time up or lose it. So what day can I take off? Let me pick a day on the calendar when I'm going to be sick. Or maybe you really are sick and tired of that damn job, okay? And you are ready to bounce. But instead of leaving, you just keep taking mini breaks, mini vacations, mini staycations, and then you go right back into the toxicity. Well, how is that helping you so far? Is that really serving you well? I say not. And I'm sure you agree, right? So stop just dreaming, sis. Like, live out your dream. Allow your dream to become your reality. You're watching others thrive while you're shrinking at your desk every single day. So if this hits home, if this resonates with you, if this does pull on your heartstrings, I need you to know it's time to stop surviving. We know all about survival mode. We know all about that. Most of us have lived more than half our lives in survival mode, okay? Especially us women of color. We know all about it. We know about the struggle bus. We know about the hustle. We know about working hard and excessive. We know about the pains. We know how to deal with that. We know how to, make the best of any situation. We're used to just tolerating things. We put up with it. It ain't that bad. I'm gonna fight the good fight. I'm gonna fight. They're gonna have to drag me up out of here. And all of those things. We wear the S on our chest and that power struggle like a badge of honor. But sis, really? Like when is the day? So if you need to start strategizing, if you need help, you're like, okay, this resonates with me. I'm feeling this. I appreciate you. I thank you for seeing me. Where do we go from here? What do I do next? I just don't know the steps to take. I'm your girl. Okay. We will create a holistic strategy exit plan for you so you can live your best life and your first class life. But that starts with a phone call. That starts with booking on my calendar for a clarity call. so that you can get the clarity and the insights that you need so that we can talk about where you are in the journey and I can meet you there and we can talk about where it is you want to ultimately be and create a plan, devise a plan, a strategy, an exit plan for how we're going to get you out of this current situation. Because I'm not telling you to leave blindly. I'm not telling you to not make a plan. That would be crazy, right? Even crazier than some of the stuff I've talked about here. But staying is really insane. Okay. So let's make sure that we're planning your exit strategy. And no more than you would stay in a burning building do I expect after this conversation for you to stay in that toxic environment and go down like it is the Titanic? Okay, we ain't going down with the Titanic. You see, the Titanic was a big ship, held a lot of people, and took a lot down with it. Okay, and most people don't get out of a burning building. And if you do, best believe there are going to be some serious lingering effects if you've waited that long. So don't burn down with the building. Okay. Let's get out now. What is our escape route? That's what we need to be talking about. So go ahead and book a clarity call with me, a freedom and focus clarity call, because I am your freedom strategist. I am your holistic business coach and RN health and wellness educator. And I'm going to help you build an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health, your healing, and your happiness. So get on a call with me so that we can build a better future for you, okay? On your terms. On your terms. Now, that's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends and watch the next video that YouTube recommends. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.